What's up, everybody? Turn God Possibilities here to give you some good entertainment. As you can tell from the title, I'm getting a head start on doing my first row of what ifs, getting them catch up to their 7th video. So, yeah, and the reason behind that is because I got a little bored doing just Asta Goku, trained by Asta Goku. Trained by Goku Asta. So yeah. Now let's get to the recap. Last time we left off, Asta and Yuno were taking part in their job change quests, which, right, just like in, somewhat similar to how Song Jinwoo did, forgetting to do the daily quests, Yuno forgot to do the daily quests, which both Yuno and Asta were still in a party. Asta, he didn't forget to do his daily quests. Yuno, and since because they're in a party, both the person and his party member, the person who didn't do their daily quests, and their party members get sent to the penalty zone, which Asta was screaming the hell high, saying, "Yuno, what did you do?" Yeah, right before, and that's it for the recap. Let's get to the video, starting now. We start our story off with both Asta and Yuno appearing right next to each other in the penalty zone. Which, when Asta sees Yuno, he does his extremely loud yells, saying, "Yuno, why did you forget to do your daily quests?" Yuno somewhat apologizes, but before Asta can say something else, he tells him they was having trouble in his test and in his the job change quests, and that this is actually a silver lining, which he tells also to look at his options, his list, or the shop or whatever, the store or whatever, and that they can purchase potions and all that. They have access to the shop now. So yeah, and the other potions, and yeah. Asta taken back by this, and that start patting Yuno on the back and saying, "Thanks, I didn't think of that." Like the good old Asta, even though he looks extremely different and tall as Yuno, he still acts like him a little bit. He may be a little smarter, but you can't get rid of that Asta personality. So yeah. As they prepare for incoming of the giant centipedes in the desert, Yuno purchases a new. Actually, they just continue trying to survive and kill some centipedes for an hour, or I forgot exactly how long they have to stay in the penalty zone. Whatever amount of time from solo leveling. So yeah, right as they get a notification saying that the time's about to go up, as it starts counting down from 10 to 1, goes to the shop and purchase the same dagger Song Jin-woo did to help him fight off the army of the armor. So, and Yuno tells Asta he should try as well. Asta looks and he actually finds the sword version of that same knife, which he purchased as well because he did tell that he's also fighting knights as well, and they seem to be fighting the same exact thing. So yeah, Asta gets a second sword. Yeah, it doesn't really do much. It only does the same thing as the knife. So yeah, as it counts down, both of them get sent back to where they were, and the place flooded with living armor, magic living armor, which both of them isn't that surprised, but Asta is just taken back by this and thinks maybe it wasn't such a good idea, but he didn't. Shrugs it off and just smiles and starts fighting, bulldozing through the knights with his demon slayer sword and his night killer sword. Actually started to dual wield, this is when as he starts going for the knights, he gets a new skill. Dual wielding. A passive skill. Doubles the player's damage when wielding two swords. Asta then continues on and finds out that he's not getting any experience points from destroying these knights, thinking that they're summons. Just found out a lot earlier and is taking them out quicker. Then we're gonna skip until to the point where both of them pass the test, taking out the four mages that were summoning the knights in the first place, the living armors. So yeah, after that, the system notifies them saying, prepare for the job that they have gained, as both of them wait in anticipation for what the job class they got. As gets the same speech or message as Song Jin-woo, also gets something a little different. It's a tiny bit different from Song Jin-woo, but it's basically the same thing. As it tells him he has been, basically necromancer. Which Yuno's extremely taken back by. He thought he would get something like elemental wizard or something, or whatever, since he had wind magic. Yeah. But then he sees, just like Song Jin-woo, he sees the benefits of this, the benefits of being a necromancer. Thinking same exact thing Song Jin-woo did about how the systems act like thinking the system was setting him up, seeing a preview of how that works. Think of the four mages summoning those armors. So yeah, we change our perspective to Asta. His thing says a knight who uses the power of darkness, or the power of a demon, per se. Yada yada yada, and it gives him Dark Knight. which Asta is somewhat happy that he got something with night in it, but doesn't know how to feel about dark night part. I mean, he somewhat gets it, but he pulls an Asta, just says he just goes with it. But then, right after both of them say they're gonna get a class up for how long, the system gives them an explanation on because of how long the the job change quests went. They will get the amount of points they get for, well, pretty much they get a buttload of points which gets added onto the job change, to the job they've gained, to the point where it will evolve it. Yuno gains Shadow Lord, just like Song Jin-woo. Asta, he gets his Dark Knight evolves into Dark Lord. Yuno gets the same kind of job class skills as Song Jin-woo, which is Shadow Rai, Shadow Extraction, and Shadow Save. Asta, he gets 2 job class skills, which one is Reinforcement of the Lord, and his second is, give me a second, Power of Dominance. I chose these skills, but I forgot exactly where I found them, but I found them on a RPG, some RPG game. I'm not sure exactly where I found them, but yeah. Found something related to Dark Lords, and I found 2 skills. Well, a few skills. But I'm giving those 2 to Asta. Before we continue, let me explain as Asta reads what these 2 skills are. Asta reads Reinforcement of the Lord. A active job skill, class skill, job skill that allows him to summon party members, or pretty much friends or allies of allies of himself. Summon his party members or his allies to his location. To any location, but if they're inside a dungeon, he cannot summon people from outside the dungeon. Only people within inside the dungeon. So yeah. And it has a 3-hour cooldown. No cost needed to activate it. His second Dark Lord skill is Power of Dominance. It's a skill that I found on a game, I forgot exactly what it's called, but it allows him to absorb and control the souls of creatures he's killed. Every time he absorbs the soul, he gains a random increase to one of his stats. It varies depending on what the soul's greatest natural talent was. So yeah, pretty much Asta gained a skill that allows him to instantly get stronger for every time he kills something. He gains a random boost to one of his stats, a permanent boost. It's the only thing I can find that could rival that of Yuno's, rival that of the Shadow Lord abilities. So yeah, right after they get done reading, the both of them do what they did. Asta, he doesn't really get anything because he needed to have the skill, which it was a passive skill. He needed to have it before killing, have it while he was, well, defeating the mages and all that. So he doesn't get anything from, except for the job and the 2 skills. But he gains an entire army and all that. Same thing just like for Song Jianwoo. So yeah, after both of them appear right next to each other, they both show each other what they got, their skills. Asta is somewhat jealous that he actually was able to use it, but right after he got it, which somewhat wary about his Asta's skills, especially with the anti-magic swords and that anti-magic sword and that skill. He doesn't know exactly what would happen if he destroyed one of his shadows. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And before I go, I'm going to have an announcement. My goal for this year is to reach enough subscribers, to gain enough subscribers to have a community tab. So yeah, please share with your friends on all your social media platforms to help me get to, I'll tell y'all in the next video when I learn how many subscribers I need. So yeah. Also, my lineup is gonna be this. What if Asta, Goku trained by Asta trained by Goku, Descendant of Shishomaru Deku, Dual Monsters Deku. I can't think of it right off the bat, sorry. My mistake, but next video. See you later, guys.